Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. So in today's tutorial I'll be teaching you guys how to make a side pocket to your trouser or Nikka. So if you're having difficulties in making this pocket, then this video is for you. So this is the drafted pattern of my pockets. I already cut it out. So being on fold, I'm going to make sure that the width of the drafted pattern is at least 10 inches. Then the length should be at least 12 inches. Okay, so when I'm done making sure, I'm going to bring the two drafted pattern and I'm going to place them together, making sure that the fronts are facing each other. Okay, so I'm trying to make them look equal. Okay, so when you're done, all you have to do is to bring the front piece of your Nikka, the front pattern of your Nikka. You're going to separate the back from the front, then you bring the front and then you place it at the edge tips of your drafted pocket. Okay, if you're watching closely, you see that I'm not placing it at the cuff, that's the crotch line. I'm actually placing it at the other side. Okay, that's the hip side. That's where I'm going to shape them. That's where I'm placing it. Okay, so I'm going to place it at the edge like this. Okay, so when I'm done placing, I'm just going to measure 2.5 inches at the waistline. I'm going to go in by 2.5 inches and I'm going to go down by 7.5. You can actually use 7 inches, but I think 7.5 actually works for me, so that's why I usually use 7.5. So when I'm done, I'm just going to curve it as I'm just doing right away. Okay, so when I'm done curving, I'll just cut it out. Okay, just watch very closely so you see how I'm actually cutting it out. Alright, so I'm actually cutting it out, trying to hold it so the cutting will not be rough. Okay, so when I'm done cutting, I'm just going to notch it. It's very, very important that you notch this part so that you won't be confused when you are joining your pockets, so you'll be confused with your crotch line. Okay, so I'm done joining it. I'm now going to go to my sewing machine, so I'll show you guys how I joined them. Okay, now I'm going to bring the other part of the pocket that I cut and I'm going to place it at the other part that I notched. Just watch closely so you see how I'm actually placing it. Okay, so when I'm done placing, I'm just going to sew it together. So I'm actually sewing them together right away. Okay, so I'm done sewing, so I'm going to bring it out and I'm going to notch these curved lines. Always try and notch each line that is curved that you sew. It's very important that you notch it so that it's going to look very smooth and neat. Okay, I'm just trying to notch the lines now. So I'm going to flip it over like this. Just watch very closely. So when I'm done flipping it, I will flip it again like this. Okay, so I'm going to stitch it together. This is actually the place that sometimes when you put something in your pocket, if it's not stitched well, it's just going to whatever you put there is just going to fall away. So just actually going to stitch that side. Okay, so I'm done stitching it. So just watch very closely so you also see how I'm going to do the next step. Okay, so when I'm done, I'm just going to turn it over again. Then at the waist part, I'm going to flip it over and turn it like this. Just watch. Okay, I'm going to flip it over and turn it like this. Remember, at the waistline we actually came in by 2 inches, so you're going to make sure that 2.5 inches. You're going to make sure that this 2.5 inches you came in at the waistline, that is actually going to be up to the 2.5 inches. You can at least use 3, but it's not going to be, if you want to use 3, it's not going to be above 3, at least 3. Then if you want to use 2.5, make sure it is at, as in you are using 2.5 exactly. It shouldn't be less than 2.5. So I am going to join it together like this, so that it will be together, so that it will be falling apart. Okay, so I'm joining them together right now. Just trying to join them so that it will be together. So when I'm done joining, I'll go to the other at the edge side, and I'll also join it together. Okay, just watch very closely so you see what I'm doing. So I'm also going to stitch it together. So I'm stitching them together right now. So I'm done stitching them together. So this is the final look. Okay, so this is the final look. Very easy and very neat. It's not just stress. It's not stressed at all. So thank you guys for watching this beautiful video of mine. Please, if you're a new subscriber to my channel, please always click on the notification bell so that you get notified each time I post a new video. And also always like my video and subscribe. Bye.